It's Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about time. And it really is about time. We're diving in and taking a look at the game on Xbox Game Pass. That's right. The newest Crash adventure, or well, the most recent one outside of the Rumble Squad. I guess you would say the more traditional Crash Bandicoot adventure has finally arrived. We're showcasing it here on Xbox Series X. So what are we getting? It's a native 4K resolution, 60 FPS. It's smooth, it's colorful, it's vibrant, and it's Crash Bandicoot at his bashiest? I don't know. Crash is back. It's about time. And I think we're all having a lot of fun. So I was supposed to jump on that. Like, I was a fool for not jumping on that. So this is a Crash Bandicoot game that I think evolves the gameplay very effectively, offers new ways to play, new challenges, and also has a lot of traditional elements that I think hold up really, really well. You're supposed to jump on that. Why do I keep messing up like that? It just really was a welcomed and pretty spectacular offering if you are a Crash Bandicoot fan. It was also pretty easy going, and then the ending level area is just, it's insane, honestly. You're literally just platforming on air. Like, it was ridiculous. I was like really, really vibing, and you get to that last level, and you're just like, this is insane. And yeah, it's kind of funny, because I'm just sitting here being like, this game, it looks so good, it's so colorful, it's so vibrant. It's got some level of challenge, but yeah, no, it does actually also bring back that level of difficulty that you probably, I don't know if you know and love, but you definitely might be familiar with if you've played Crash Bandicoot games in the past, because we also have the Insane Trilogy on, well, basically the Game Pass. So, I guess, really, at this point, you can enjoy Crash Bandicoot's adventures 1 to 4, all on the Game Pass, which is kind of awesome. I know there's other Crash Bandicoot games, and hopefully someday we get to have those maybe all available too. I don't know if that's ever going to be a thing, but nice idea to think about, right? Having all of the Crash on one service, and that's the whole point here. To kind of dive in and celebrate a little bit of Crash Bandicoot's return, really, right? Like, hoping that we do also get a, well, that was pretty dumb of me there. Hopefully we do get a Crash Bandicoot 5 at some point, or some kind of continuation. And you know what? I actually quite liked the Crash Rumble. I know that wasn't necessarily... Oh, you gotta be kidding me. I know that wasn't necessarily something that everybody was super into, but it was a fun little PvP adventure. But yeah, when you got traditional Crash Bandicoot with the platforming, the action, and everything like that, I think you're in for a bit of a treat. And as I've been showcasing, this one is a blast. You gotta be kidding me. This one is a blast. It really is a treat. Like, the levels are well designed, they offer a good amount of challenge. They're pretty fair, and then when you finish them, like you finish the game, you can actually go back, and then there's like this sort of like negative version of them, if that makes sense. So you can basically like replay the game sort of a second time for an even crazier challenge if you're wild and can't get enough Crash Bandicoot 4 for whatever reason. That's all present. The game actually kind of has a ridiculous amount of depth and quality to it, and it's a very, very full Crash Bandicoot experience. I think it takes takes the elements you love, and hey, why is he getting smacked in the face by crates? It takes all the stuff you love, it offers the time challenges, it offers the full adventure, a brand whomping new Crash Bandicoot. Neocortex and Entropy are back at it again. Will they ever stop? I don't know. And there's like a bazillion skins you can work towards, so you can get all this stuff unlocked, and then there's different characters to play as. Really has like everything. Like there really is just a lot of stuff, new abilities, the different characters have different things they do. You're battling Neocortex and Entropy again. They're battling across all the universes. But yeah, this is the other version of the game, which is kind of weird. Like it's, like I said, kind of strange. Like it's an interesting concept. But yeah, it's kind of like you're almost doing it like it's echolocation, which is weird. Yeah, I don't know, like this, it just kind of really throws me off. It's like a low kind of design aesthetic style for it. Does that make it harder or easier to do? I don't know. It really is weird though, right? Like this type of offering, like I think some would find this to be a bit strange, needless to say, but I think the biggest thing to really take out of this is the fact that Crash Bandicoot has returned and you get to enjoy it on the Game Pass. Which is kind of spectacular, right? These classic 3D platformers. And hopefully there's enough interest that it does actually motivate Xbox to push Activision to actually give us the Crash Bandicoot 5 continuation that we deserve. If I'm being really honest, though, what I really want is another Spyro game, so yeah. I mean, we just got, well, actually it's been years now that I think of it since this actually came out, which is wild to think of, as I remember sitting there grinding this out. And if you need a walkthrough, I got a full video showing it all off. I think it's like really short, like I think with all the editing it's like an hour and something long, like maybe a couple hours. Because you could just like, you cut out like hours and hours of death, and you know, it's actually a pretty tightly knit kind of video, which is kind of funny. But yeah, it's really interesting. Oh yeah, it's in reverse too, right? So everything is flipped, and that even more psychologically damages you when you're trying to play this. If you're used to the map in a certain way, I just don't get the point of the echolocation aesthetic like this. It's very weird. You know what I mean? Like this whole thing just looks strange. I don't know if that looks strange to others, but like it's trippy on the mind. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, anyways, I'd love a new Spyro game. I really would, and that's what I'm kind of hoping for a little bit on the Game Pass side of things, is that this kind of prompts them, hopefully with enough interest from people where they go, like, yeah, people want 3D platformers. I don't know if that'll be the case or not, but that's kind of the dream. And yes, I'll take a new Crash. I'll take really any new kind of platformer game. Would be great. There's a whole... yeah, Xbox has a whole selection of 3D platformers that have just, like, platformer icons that have just been sitting there waiting to hopefully have another shot in a renaissance of the, you know, 3D platformer era. I'm talking Banjo, I'm talking Kazooie, talking Conker, Voodoo Vids. Yeah, there's actually quite a lot. Oh! But yeah, it's kind of like a fun, easygoing platforming time until you get to that last level area, and that it's just grueling and insane and emotionally heartbreaking. But yeah, I would say from the perspective of gameplay, this is all very well designed. Quite a lot of fun. A good challenge. This part's gonna be a little weird, isn't it? Where we're doing the wall thing? Oh no. Do I even have... now that I think of it, do I even have any extra hearts, or like, am I gonna die? And that's gonna be like the end of it. I'm not even emotionally set up for this. My Bandicoot is crashed, and I don't know how to handle it. Ah, Crash Bandicoot. No, really, it is just amazing that this even exists. Like, I kind of figured we were long past this kind of era. I missed one? I missed one? Where did I miss one? Wow. I missed one single, like, inverted... I can't handle the emotional turmoil of the single miss there. That kills me. That's actually crazy. That missed a single crate. That's depressing. So we're showing off some more levels, so you get more of an idea of an action and whatnot. Just trying to give you a full scope of it. What's also neat is from like a 3D platforming perspective, like they actually change things up in really exciting ways. Like they give you different characters, they give you different 3D platforming sections, some sideways, 2.5D. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. I just keep dying from this thing. Leave me alone, TNT. You keep bombing me right off the bat. It's driving me crazy. Yeah, and I thought that was cool too, that you actually get to play as a bunch of different characters. And just like the level of detail in these environments is remarkable. Like, it's sort of simplistic to some degree, but there's a great level of like detail, and as like a 3D platformer thing, it just really genuinely works. Playing only a little bit of Frogger there. And I bombed myself with TNT. I literally can't emotionally handle going through that again and dealing with that TNT robot. I refuse. Food run? Oh, jeez. There really is like a lot to this game. You get all these like crazy levels, different challenges, boss scenarios, Dino Dash. Let's do Fossil Field. Let's do it. Uh-oh. Oh, and it all loads really fast too, because it's all optimized and stuff like that. They did a nice upgrade to make sure everything was, you know, running smooth and looking great.
Let's see how these prehistoric predators like my blaster's new settings.
See, you get to play as all these different characters. Which will be really weird if you're used to Crash Bandicoot being in it like a certain way, right? Yeah, I literally just self-imploded there. That's ridiculous. I can't handle it. Well, I kind of want to show off the regular character. It's just kind of my goal here. Okay, maybe this level will allow me to play as a regular character. Not as a quirky one. I mean, it's cool to show off the different characters you could play as, but yeah. There really is like a lot of content to this game. Like, you would be shocked at the different like events, challenges, weird things that go on in this. Like, this game is chock full of 3D platforming action. It really actually is like a pretty great 3D platformer outside of the brutal difficulty. Oh, come on! It spits at me instead of the brutal, or outside of the brutal difficulty that you get when you get to like the last area. Like, this stuff isn't even technically that hard, but that last level just platforming in the air. But I guess you also, to a degree, like, you want that challenge because then you're getting your value out of beating it and stuff like that. And it's kind of fun. It really does revitalize the series well. I just wish it had been popular enough for them to continue it. I almost feel like we should have had at least some sort of work on a Crash 5 at this point. And I know that's not happening, and that in itself is an ultimate disappointment because the Crash Bandicoot series is so cool. They're like just really classic 3D platformers. I'm hoping there is at some point some kind of renaissance of the 3D platformer. Bringing these games back, allowing us to have a whole suite of them. Wouldn't that be a cool rush where all of a sudden there's like one mega hit 3D platformer and then everybody in the industry is like racing to try to do like an onslaught of 3D platformer games, and everybody's like, what do we have left sitting there? And it's like, well, we know these guys sitting around. I don't think that necessarily will happen anytime soon, but it would be really cool if that was a futuristic event. Like, for now, all we get is enjoying these adventures. You know what? Like, honestly, I'm sure eventually Crash Bandicoot will come back. Too iconic of a character to not, right? Just a matter of how long. Stupid plants. I'm tired of these plants. Oh yeah, I forgot, you switch dimensions. That's the thing that always trips me out too, is like you get to the point where you're using these masks. I forgot you're supposed to like... Oh. So you use the masks and then you can do different like properties. That's a big part of the end game, is doing these like ridiculous, like you're literally in the air switching back and forth with these masks, doing these crazy combo things. Like, it actually blew my mind. Ah, how crazy it was. Yeah, I think we're supposed to switch between dimensions to do those. Yeah, it always, it just twists your mind as you're like, how do I deal with this? But it's like, it builds upon the foundation of the challenges that were before, right? So you gotta figure out how to, like, switch between the things in order to not die. Oh, I missed the crate there. Yeah. These crazy challenges. I don't know. I love these Crash Bandicoot games. They're really such a treat. I think I'm getting to get chased here, aren't I? Isn't that what they usually... Yeah, here we go. This is so wonderful. If we didn't get more Crash Bandicoot games after this, that's just crazy to me. Such a well-polished, well-loved game. And we still don't get the more Crash like we deserve. Or Spyro. Poor Spyro. Gets regulated to, like, Skylanders. Like, he becomes a side character in his own franchise. And then, like, gets a nice remake, and then Crash gets all the attention. And then Spyro gets nothing. Actually kind of depressing if you're a Spyro fan. It really is. I'm looking forward to doing that one on the Game Pass. That'll be a lot of fun. Looking forward to more Spyro action, actually. I mean, this is cool and all. I forgot to do the thing to get... Oh! Well, that was close. This is actually, like, such a well-designed level, eh? I messed up there really badly. Super badly. Alright, onwards. I forget how many, like... Well, I guess I forgot, should say. How many, like, tactical moves there are. Sliding, jumping, spinning, moving, changing dimensional maps. There's a lot to this. I wonder how you would keep coming up with new 3D platforming options. I guess that's the fun thing also with it taking so long between entries in the modern era, is they definitely come up with new platforming stuff. Like, greatly changing things up. But then again, they did greatly change things up back when they were pumping these out every couple of years. If you remember the old era of, like, 3D platformers, you're getting them every couple of years, you get, like, a follow-up. Really can't do that these days. How are you supposed to platform that? Am I supposed to, like, jump? Like, slide jump or something? I guess I'm supposed to time it and then... That's crazy. Yeah, I think I'm supposed to, like, double jump, slide, jump. Holy... This is what I'm talking about, like, some of the stuff in this is ridiculous and challenge, but fun all the same.